Hi, I'm Liv, and today I'm going to be doing a reading vlog of Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Everyone had a really great Christmas, and let's get started. I recently did a reading vlog on the fourth wing, and and I adored that book. So I did a reading vlog on that and I did really like it. So if you want to go check out my thoughts and opinions on that, go check out that video. I really wanted to start this book. In fact, as soon as I finished that book, I was like, I really need to pick up this book and actually read this next one. I'm gonna read it in this video and tell you my thoughts and opinions as we go along, and you'll see like my reactions as we're reading certain bits, because I like to film my reaction to reading the book, as in like live reaction to reading certain sections. It says on the back of it, it's got a Xaden quote. So it says, Xaden Ryerson, the first year is when some of us lose our lives. The second year is when the rest of us lose our humanity. This book is like a 50-50 for people. So I've seen quite a few people say that they love this book and then it's like a 5-star for them. But I've also seen the opposite, where some people have said it's like a 3-star and lower. So I'm very nervous. We have the blurb on the inside, which I'm not going to read because if you've not read Fourth Wing, well, if you've not read Fourth Wing, I wouldn't recommend this video because it will definitely spoil things in this book. It will definitely spoil things for that book, like in this video. The blurb, skim reading it, basically says that everybody wanted Violet to die in the first year. She didn't. The real training begins now, and she's wondering if she'll get through it or not. It's not just that it's grueling and it's brutal. It's the new vice commandant who's made it his personal mission to teach Violet exactly how powerless she is unless she betrays the man she loves. Oh my god! So in this one, she goes back to the war college. That's what I've got so far from the blurb. I'm gonna say spoilers 100% of this video, so do not watch any further if you don't want spoilers for this book. As in, not spoilers for this book, but spoilers for Fourth Wing, because obviously certain things will have happened in that book that obviously have led on to things in this book happening. So just don't watch this video if you're wanting to read Fourth Wing and you don't want things to be ruined. This book, it makes it clear in the blurb that she goes back to war college because she's only just started war college. Xaden's obviously left because that was his last year and it was her first year. So her and Xaden are like together. I love that. I was so happy. I'm so happy about that. It says that the new vice commandant has made it his personal mission to teach Violet exactly how powerless she is unless she betrays the man she loves. I have a real strong feeling that that's gonna be, what was his name? Her friend in the last one, was it Dave? I'm not sure now. I'm lost. How do I forget that? I think it's Dave who that's about, which I don't like him based on things that happened in the last book. I really despise him. I never liked Xaden, and he's a very like clean cut, follow the rules 100% kind of person. And I think that that's the new vice commandant, but I have a feeling that it's him who's making Violet's life hell because she is with Xaden. So that's my guess. It says how she knows the truth and the secret that's been hidden in the war college, which is Basegate? Is that how you say that word? Basegate? Basegate? I'm not sure. That's always like a thing with fantasy books. You don't quite know how to say certain things. So in your head it's said a certain way and then you hear other people say it and you're like, oh wait, I don't say it that way. A big thing happened at the end of the last book. I'm not going to say because I'm not going to ruin that book. But a big thing happened at the end of the last book, and I was like in complete shock at the last 100 pages. So I'm very, very excited to read this book, but I'm like so nervous. I'm really excited, but I don't want to get my hopes up too high because I don't want like real hopes that it doesn't deliver to where I'm expecting. Okay, mini update. So I am 50 pages through. I can show my setup. So I've been sat on the floor for a little while now, just reading through this book, and I am really enjoying it. So my little setup is, I've got one of my little clips I use for my rollers, just holding the page down, and then I've got this little light here to read the pages actually, because I've got a little book light, and then I got one for Christmas as well, which has got 0. I am 56 pages into this book so far. I am really enjoying it. So I wasn't too sure how I was going to feel with this book, purely because it's got such mixed reviews online, such mixed reactions from people on TikTok. I'll be honest, I was a little bit concerned, just a little bit concerned, and had quite low expectations. so far I'm really enjoying it. We've seen loads of Tarn and Endana, which I love those two. We've seen loads more to do with Xaden and Violet's relationship together, as in how they feel about each other after everything we found out in the last book. We've had a new teacher come into this, which I like so far. I mean, we've not learnt much about him, but I do like him so far. And we've learned more about the plot twist in the last book. Not being explained, but we're getting more information on that. So it's not as withheld information right now. Like I think I know enough right now, and I'm not itching for more information right now. I'm just very happy with everything I know right now. But at the same time, I'm not bored. Like, I'm not like, oh, okay, I'm bored, I don't want to hear anything else. I'm really invested, basically. I think the pacing is great right now. Very happy. I'm still heartbroken over what happened to a character in the last book. That broke me. Yeah, honestly, I am loving this book so far. The tensions are definitely there. As of right now, I am liking General Sorrengail a lot more, which is Violet's mum. I feel like harshness is just like a shield, and underneath it all I definitely think there is that like motherly love that she still has for Violet, and especially when they didn't know if Violet was alive or not. Her reaction to seeing Violet, like with the whole like slight smile and that warmth in her eyes, like even though it was like literally for 2 seconds, it was still like, okay, you're still a mum at heart. You know, you're a general, but you're still a mum. Little bits and pieces are happening. Nothing major has happened. Well, something major has happened at the start, but it's like linked to the end of the first book. It like finishes off the first book properly, the first 40 pages. This book is about 600 pages, I think, and so I've got a lot to read. Tonight's goal is 100 pages. Hopefully, I think I can do that. I've read 50 pages so far today, so I do think it's doable. We're seeing Endana go through her teen years, which honestly, it's hilarious. It's definitely giving like terrible teens sort of era where like she's really grumpy and everything. Tarn is his typical self, and Sigrill, I think that's how you say her name, which is Tarn's mate. It's all Xaden's dragon. I like her as well. I think she's sassy, fiery, a force to be reckoned with. But overall, I'm really enjoying this book so far, basically. Mini update, again, I'm at page 72 and, well, 73. I want to say a couple of things I really, really love about this book. One, the stakes are still as high. So I kind of assumed, which was bad of me, that this book was still going to be same as the first book, but there are so many differences. So for instance, I thought that they were all going to be safe because obviously they passed first year, and like things have happened that have shown that second year might not be as easy as we thought it was going to be. The dragons, there's more, so as in there's more main dragons that we actually know like names of, and Tarn's got a history with a dragon which has just come up, and that is so interesting, seeing Tarn protective. I love it. I always love seeing Tarn protective of Violet, and I saw this on Instagram and it made me howl. So I saw the announcement that Fourth Wing's going to be getting a series done, and in the comments everyone was saying Liam Neeson needs to voice Tarn. So now whenever I read books with Tarn and him speaking, all I can imagine is Liam Neeson saying the word. It's stuck like that, and it always has been. And it was only until someone actually said it's Liam Neeson, like should be casted as Tarn, I actually registered that that's who I've been imagining this whole time. Stakes are so much higher, people are dying, and it's just, I mean, I remember people died very quickly in the first book, but it was still a shock to me because I don't know, I didn't expect so many people to die as of right now. And the stakes, in my opinion, are higher in this book. Like, Xaden's gone off to be doing what he's doing what his orders are telling him to do because he's just finished third year. So Xaden isn't there to protect her. So everything is so much more heightened. She's keeping secrets from her friends that nobody else knows about apart from a couple of the Children of the Rebellion drama that happened with Dane, which is like this hatred she has for him now. Loving it. I am loving it, I cannot lie. So yeah, I just wanted to update with that because I just wanted to mention it because I'm honestly sat here and I went, wait, what? And I love when I can say that. It just shows that I'm really interested in a book. As soon as I go, wait, what? What? I know that I'm interested. I love this book. I'm at page 109. I am this far into this book, decent amount, and I'm really enjoying it. We're seeing more of Xaden and Violet. And even though Violet and Xaden are apart, because Xaden obviously has been sent off, he's just completed 3rd year, and Violet's only just started her 2nd year, they're still trying to, you know, figure out their relationship with each other and sort that out and try and trust each other, because that's the main problem they have, is not being able to trust each other. People are underestimating her with how well she can keep secrets. So she's never had to do the whole like keeping secrets from her friends before and things. So everyone's kind of skeptic on if they can trust her to do that, because there are secrets that she just needs to keep for certain things are happening and things in the background that started in the 1st book. It's so hard to explain this book without spoiling things. So she's trying to keep secrets, and teachers are getting more and more shifty, and they're trying to catch her out on things and catch all of the people involved out on things. So mainly just mainly Bodhi and Imogen and people like that, trying to catch them out. And there's been assassination attempts and people getting jumped when they're least expecting it. So clear though how far Violet's skills have grown and how much she has developed as a rider over the year. Say the teachers are definitely getting on my nerves. So for instance, there are 2 new teachers, and one of which is just getting on my nerves so much because he knows the stuff that school are keeping from everybody. So there's some big secret that came out in the 1st book that, how do you say it again? Basgarth, the War College, are keeping from everybody truths about the outside and things beyond the wards. And Violet knows about this stuff now, and so does Xaden. One of the teachers knows that Violet knows, and it's so infuriating seeing him try to break her and try and like threaten her and things. It's so frustrating, but she's always got someone who's out to get her. She's always got a villain, so, and like an enemy. it's just what's the word, expected at this point. Like, she's always got somebody who's trying to kill her off. I need to be real about this book for a few seconds. So it has been quite a while since I've last updated you. I'd say that over a week, because I felt like this book was not engaging me. It wasn't making me want to read on, basically. So since the last video, I've actually read another book. I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, As Good as Dead, like the last book, and I just going over my hair today, it's really throwing me off. Yeah, since I last spoke to you, I've literally read an entire book. So I've read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, As Good as Dead, and now I've gone back to this book, and I did have a slump, okay, but I am back into this book and I'm very much enjoying it. So we have gotten to page 272, which is almost the halfway mark. This is my little bookmark. We're almost halfway through this book. I think it's 49% on Goodreads, and I am enjoying it, but I have so many thoughts and opinions. Right now this book is more of a 4.75 star. Pacing is so different to Fourth Wing, like really different. I felt like Fourth Wing was so fast paced, and also there was constantly a new objective, where in this book it's kind of there's an overall objective of preparing for this ultimate war almost. So we've had, obviously it's 2nd year for Violet, and we've just been through the interrogation assessment that they have to do, which was interesting, but I felt like it could have been longer. I felt like it was over very quickly, considering it had been built up like really big, as if it was going to be like really detrimental to the effort that they've all put into keeping these secrets. I just felt like it was over pretty quickly. I have enjoyed seeing the relationship between Rhiannon and Violet kind of crumble. I not that I don't like them as friends, but I just feel like it's very realistic considering Violet's keeping so many secrets from her. And I'm liking the way that naturally the secrets are coming out in a way to people that she trusts. On one hand, I am enjoying Violet and Xaden trying to figure out what they are together, because obviously they want to be together but they don't know how much they can trust each other. And I do get that, but at the same time it's a little bit annoying, but I feel like that's how we're meant to feel. We're meant to feel frustrated over it because it's like, God, just get back together properly and figure out your issues. I'm really enjoying it overall. I'm enjoying how much we're seeing of Bodhi and Imogen. I just feel like those characters are really, really in depth in this book. I wish we saw more of Vandana, but I know why we're not, so I do get that, but at the same time I do miss her. Tarn, as usual, is sassy and just blunt, and I love how ruthless he is. Like, we've seen more of his ruthless side in this book and how protective he is of Violet, which I love to see. I just love the protectiveness. We've seen more of this teacher, which I hate, and we're still in part 1 of this book. I completely forgot this was a part 1. Overall, I am enjoying it more now I've gotten into it, but I feel like this book was very much, the pacing was a bit slower because I think they're trying to set the stakes up to be quite high. That's my opinion on that. But I am enjoying it overall. I really would love this to be a 5-star, and it has the potential to be, because it all comes down to the end, really. It always does. It comes down to the end and what it's all leading up to. In more of Dane in this book and his relationship with Violet, which is completely like gone because of what he did in the last book. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I really like it. The aim for today was to get to page 400, and right now I'm at 272, so I should be able to get to there by the end of the day, definitely. But I also love to like get quite close to the end today if I can, because I've got quite a free day. And yeah, basically overall I'm really enjoying it so far. We have made it to part 2. I'm so happy, and this book has just amped up the pace. Like, it's crazy. I'm so obsessed with this now. It just took to get to this end of part 1 for the intensity to get there. Like, the build-up has been amazing, and this book is actually heading to possibly be a 5-star. Definitely time for an update. Up to page, I've actually gone really far. I didn't expect to get this far into this book. I'm at page 375, and that's over halfway now. We are in 60% through this book. I've got to part 2 now, and I will say the pace is so much quicker now, and secrets are coming out, the truth's being revealed to people, and it's very satisfying to see this. And it's people that you've just wanted them to be able to be honest with since the start, but they haven't been able to, and the truth's coming out, and the rallying of like soldiers and stuff basically, and really creating this rebellion to fight against the creatures that we didn't think existed. I am very much enjoying it now. I'm very much enthralled and hooked, and I keep picking up this book every 5 seconds. I'm just wanting to know what's going to happen. I've had a few twists and shocks since we last spoke, and I was genuinely sat here like, wait, what? People that I expected that we could trust, we couldn't, and people that I thought we couldn't, could. Honestly, just insane. Xaden is so protective of Violet. It is everything to me. I just adore it. The council for this whole rebellion thing are really annoying me right now with how they don't trust Violet, obviously because she's a Soren girl and her mum is the leader of the side that they're against. And I do understand that, but at the same time, like, isn't it obvious that Violet has sacrificed so much and like been through so much? Can't you trust her? Curious, because I don't know if it like, is this the final? Is this gonna like have a proper ending, or is it gonna leave like a slightly cliffhanger? Because I know there is a 3rd book coming out, because the Empyrean series is a 3-parter, so I do know there's a 3rd one coming. So is this gonna finish, or I'm gonna read this and need the next one? Just want to say, this is how you know I'm getting serious about a book. I'm at page 430. The sleeve is off. I am reading this purely with just this cover, well, without a cover basically. I'm reading it solely like this because I'm too into it to have to keep faffing around with the cover. I honestly wish that the hardbacks just had the writing straight on here. Why do we need a cover? It does my head in. Oh, I also wanted to do a quick little update as well because I completely forgot, but I just don't look done for the day, okay? Because it's like 11 o'clock at night right now. So I just want to speak about this book. I am loving this book. I'm loving part 2 so much. So part 1 obviously set everything up. The stakes were so high and we were on edge the whole time. If you're wondering what that is, it's my heatless curler, by the way. And then this part 2, we're learning so much more about Irish history and all the stuff that was banned and which teachers actually were secretly rooting for a revolution and secretly helping get information out to people. It's such a contrast to part 1 basically, because nobody would speak about all these Irish, I think that's how I'm saying it, I think it's Irish, all these different cultures that were basically striked from the record. Nobody would speak about them, or the fact that things were not getting spoken about, certain battles and certain creatures that existed, and now it's out in the open for people to talk about, and it's just, oh, it's great that everything's now on the surface. We're seeing so much more Vandana, which I'm so happy about, because as you know, I was missing her. I'm thinking this could be a 5-star now, honestly. It's so good, and it's definitely on the way up there. We've met Kate, or Kat, I don't know how people say her name, but if you know who she is, oh, you know I don't like her. I'm just not a big fan of that. So I'm not going to ruin that, because the big shock of who she was actually a big shock for me. So once I found out who she was, I was like, oh, you are kidding me. So I automatically do not like her, because I'm a big fan of Violet. So I like Mira, I love Rhiannon, I always have done. Dane. The character arc of Dane, I'm not gonna ruin it, but it's a freaking roller coaster. So wow, I honestly I'm loving this little series so far. If there is a 3rd book, I'm so excited if there is, but I guess I'll kind of have an idea by the end of this book. Online it says that there's gonna be a 3rd book. This book, man, this book. I am so close to the end of this book, and it is phenomenal. This book is phenomenal. My hair looks like silver. I used the purple shampoo. Probably left it on for too long. I've literally just over 20 pages left. So I'm gonna record my reaction because I'm nervous. I am very nervous for this ending and I haven't got a clue what to expect. Little update on since I've spoken to you. The stakes are so high. The amount of plot twists that I've experienced are ridiculous. The amount of secrets and the truth coming out, and secrets I didn't even imagine happening. Usually you can have like an idea of what type of stuff's gonna come out at the end. I had no clue. I was actually in complete and utter shock. I'm so ready for the end of this book. I'm so excited. Equally I'm terrified because I don't know what I'm gonna do if something happens to like Rhiannon, Sawyer, Riddoch, Xaden. I do not want anything to happen to Xaden, but my biggest worry is Andana, because they keep hinting at like, Andana, you need to stay safe, you need to stay out of the way, because like she's not a fully grown dragon yet, obviously. I don't know how this book's gonna end in 20 pages. Like there has to be a 3rd book, there has to be. I don't know, I'm not okay with the idea that this is like could be the end of this book, like of this book series. Like, I don't think that's possible. And when I looked it up, it did say it was going to be a 3-part book series, so hopefully there's a 3rd one. I'm too invested. Character arcs. So loads of characters in this book have had character arcs where we've seen them be like timid characters to also being like these really important, not scared to show their opinion characters. You've got characters that were bad that are now doing the right thing. You've got characters that we also loved in the 1st book that have betrayed us, which I did not expect. Oh, I ripped it. Oh my god, I ripped the book. That was a very aggressive swipe of the page. I just absolutely like accidentally ripped the book. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, Xaden. Xaden's point of view. I love getting a different point of you at the end of a book. That can't be the end. That was amazing. How did people not enjoy this book? That was a 5-star. I don't give one. I don't care. That was a 5-star. How did people not enjoy this book? This book, I just finished. This book is very clearly a 5-star for me. It was so tense. My emotions were so high throughout. I'm genuinely in shock at how people were giving this a 3-star. Like, that ending was insane. I'm still in shock. That is more shocking than the first book. The ending of this book actually is making me feel sick. Like, what the hell? It's so clear there's gonna be a third book, by the way, because that cannot be the end, because that has not finished off anything. Now I can look at TikToks about HiI'mLiv, so that's good. So she clearly knows, because it says that she gasped, so she knows that what has happened. And she still chooses him, because the next day when they wake up and in the bed and so everything is okay. Everything is okay. There has to be a way to fix this, or a way to revert this, or just work with it. Chooses him. Okay, I'm okay then. Because at first my reaction was like but now I'm okay, because I know that she knows. And as long as she knows, that's okay. Okay, well that was the video. I hope you have enjoyed. I would highly recommend that book. I would ignore everyone is saying about how it's not as good as Fourth Wing and all this absolute bull. It is amazing. It is better than Fourth Wing. You have Fourth Wing, like, sets everything up obviously, and it was brilliant, but this, like, it is longer because they have to set things up and stuff, and we're having the aftermath of the first book. But it is insane, this book is crazy good. The stakes are so much higher, the withheld information is brilliant. I adore this series, and I would highly recommend if you haven't read it, it's brilliant. Thank you for watching, subscribe, like, all that stuff. I am in utter shock, and I'll see you guys next time.